Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Stations. Here are the news today. In 2023, Vietnam set a GDP growth target of 6.5%, facing the situation that many large traditional export markets have reduced order due to the economic downturn. The growth engine through trade had slowed down. Experts estimate that Vietnam will need to focus efforts on exploiting other threats from domestic consumption in new markets, need to go in depth to understand the development of markets and thereby minimize the impact of world economic downturn. In addition, growth will also come if the regulatory environment is improved, especially in the field of public investment, which has many bottlenecks. Because of 1 dong of public investment capital dispersed in 1.62 dong dispersed for investment of one other component. The spillover from these regions will be a great support for the economic picture in 2023. Facing the world geopolitical and economic fluctuation this year, Vietnamese allies are still facing a very difficult business situation. Facing the world geopolitical and economic fluctuation this year, Vietnamese allies are still facing the very difficult business situation. Typically, in the last quarter of the third quarter, 2 allied companies have topped the list of enterprises with the largest losses. Vietnam Airlines recorded a pre-tax loss in the third quarter of nearly 2,500 billion dong. Accumulated 9 months, the company lost nearly 7,600 billion dong. Although it had decreased compared to the same period last year, it is enough to see how difficult the situation is. Bamboo Airways is second only to Vietnam Airlines, with a pre-tax loss of more than 1,400 billion dong in the third quarter, and that accumulated for 9 months estimated loss than more than 3,500 billion dong. Sharing difficulties with poor during the Lunar New Year of the year 2023, the Red Cross Society of Dong Nai Province coordinated with the Vingroup BL Volent Fund to give 250 gifts. Each gift is worth 600,000 Vietnam dong, include 1 piece of cake, candy, and 500,000 dong in cash to poor household and policy families with difficult circumstances in Thành Phố Cam Ranh, Vĩnh Cửu district, through the program to help people reduce their difficulty to take care of their family to have fuller and warmer Tet, thereby contributing together with local party committees and authority in taking care of, helping and encouraging the poor and disadvantaged people to continue to rise up in life while perform social security work in the locality direction. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping on December 30 announced the strengthening of bilateral cooperation amid ongoing hostilities in Ukraine. President Putin and President Xi Jinping did not directly mention the Ukraine conflict in the opening statement of the online talks before the private talks. The 2 men praised the strengthening of ties between Moscow and Beijing amid that they con geopolitical tensions and difficult international situation. In it, President Putin wanted to expand military cooperation. The Russian leader said he expected Xi to visit Moscow in the spring to demonstrate to the whole world the strength of Russia-China relations. In response, Xi Jinping said the 2 sides should show more mutual support on issues related to each other's core interests and jointly resist the interference and sabotage of other countries' outside forces. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan plans to visit Jerusalem next year to meet Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel's new cabinet. Israel's officials said that Mr. Sullivan will be the first senior U.S. official to visit Israel after the new government takes office. During the visit, Mr. Sullivan planned to meet the Prime Minister Netanyahu, National Security Advisor Tazi Hanabi, and Minister of Strategic Affairs Ron Dermer, who was Israel's ambassador to the U.S. After Mr. Sullivan, it is expected that the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's visit will soon follow. That is the end of our news today. Thank you for your time listening.